Hello everyone, my name is NURAMIRAH binti KAMARUZZAMAN. So today my friends and I are going to present about child marriage. Enjoy! Throughout the world, marriage is regarded as a moment of joy and celebration. However, in some cases, it's not a very joyful event. In this case, for children who get married. Child marriage is one of the biggest human rights violations in the world. Even though in most countries, the legal age for marriage is 18. Some people, of course, find their way around the law and allow child marriage. Child marriage violates girls' rights to health, education, and opportunity. It exposes girls to violence throughout their lives. Girls as young as 13 and 14 years old are forced to marry someone who is older than the girl. Girls are forced to drop out of school and be responsible for a husband and kids.
1 out of every 4 girls in Malaysia is married off at an early age, which burdens her tiny shoulders. But why end up marrying so early? My financial situation is not such that I can raise so many children anymore. The sooner the responsibility of the girl's marriage is done, the better. It is part of our culture and social values. We also got married early, so what's the problem now? Yes, there is a problem. Early marriage deprives children of their fundamental rights, including the right to education, the right to health, the right to play, the right to participate, and many others' rights. Young girls are not yet mature enough to understand the nuances of domestic situations and to fulfill their responsibilities, which puts them at risk not only of domestic abuse and sexual violence.
What do you think are the factors that lead a child to early marriage? When a family is poor, women and female children are frequently denied equal access to public resources. Female members, particularly female children, are victims of the family's poverty. Female children are naturally put at risk in poor families. Every opportunity is taken to avoid female burden. As a result, poor families naturally resort to child marriage to prevent the various burdens of a female child. It is sometimes perceived that poor families sell girls and that child marriage is a covert form of selling girls. Because some families have only one parent, they are compelled to reduce their financial burden by marrying off their underage girl child. They are being irresponsible with this action as they will lead to more social problems in the future. Social security is another factor that contributes to the child marriage system. It is widely assumed that a married woman is less likely to commit an offense than an unmarried woman. Social norms are frequently gendered with the goal of controlling women's sexuality and maintaining long-standing practices. One such practice is child marriage. It has happened for generations in many locations and has become normal and accepted.
Well, that's why 16-year-old daughter died during the childbirth. How intelligent that girl! If she had not been married at such a young age, she would have become a doctor today. The man beats his wife so much. She is just a child. How she can take care of the house at her age? She was married at 15 years, which made her sick almost all her life.
Here are some ways that can be done in order to prevent child marriage from happening. Firstly, by setting the minimum age of marriage to 18 for all, regardless of their gender, faith, or ethnicity. Besides that, we need to introduce sex education, which must include creating awareness and causes and the harmful effect. We also need to change public perception to garner family and community support, including achieving gender sensitization in the long term. In addition, enact legal reform to prevent approval of child marriage application when there are allegations to child rape. There are some responsible parties who should be more concerned on how to prevent child marriage from happening. One of them is the school. School can hold talks and campaigns related to sexual education so that students are more exposed to the importance of learning about it. Other than that is the parents. Parents must be more responsible by monitoring and being aware about their children's whereabouts and their daily activities, including who their kids are being friends with. Last but not least is the government. Government should enact legislation related to the prohibition of child marriage, representing the impact that would occur on the individual that involved in this matter.
In conclusion, child marriage is a very devastating event that young girls must go through. In some countries, girls as young as 7 years are married to someone who may be 60 years old. Child marriage leaves girls vulnerable to diseases like HIV, cervical cancer, and may even cause death. Child marriage ends the girl's education, which means that the girl is uneducated and will not be able to educate her own children. Since girls are school dropouts, they have little to no knowledge about sexuality and the reproductive system. Child marriage traps the girl in the poverty cycle. Child marriage is one such practice that should be stopped at any cost. However, only by enacting laws this can be possible. Only we can be successful in abolishing the practice of child marriage altogether throughout the country. Thank you for lending your ears, and I hope you enjoy our group presentation. Thank you.